Everything you need to know about level 4 Conquest will be available in this video. We're going to be covering everything from the different maps, the stores, the missions, and all the special add-ons that you will receive within the actual map. So guys, as always, if this video helps you in any way, shape or form, please remember to hit that like button and drop me a comment down below letting me know if there's anything I've missed. And alternatively, if there's anything you personally would like some help with, maybe I can make a video for you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's jump straight into it. So guys, just before this video starts, announcement for my Discord, where I currently have a Discord that is available for absolutely everyone in my community. And long story short, guys, we are currently made a brand new Warpath section where anyone who wants to talk about Warpath is more than happy to. Everyone can help each other in there. And even if you've got a question for me, feel free to come by and ask anything. And as well, guys, let me know if you are joining for the Warpath section, and you'll be getting your very own tag in the Warpath crew. So guys, if you do want to check this out, make sure you go check the link out in the description. And as always, hope you enjoyed the video. Let's jump straight into it. So guys, I've just finished my first level 4 in Rome. That has concluded all 4 of the newest level 4s available. And we'll quickly jump over to the world map just to show you the 4 that are currently available. We've got Rome, we've got Moscow, we've got Cairo, and we've also got San Francisco. Obviously, the rest, i.e. Chicago, New York, London, Paris, Berlin, Istanbul, are all to come, guys. So looking down below, you'll be able to see the timestamps. If there's anything I'm covering that maybe you already know 100% of the way through and you want to jump to the next stage, please make sure you check the timestamps. They'll easily be able to get you to the next part of the video in the most smoothest possible way. So guys, jumping in, obviously we're going to talk about Rome first because it's the one I'm currently in. We do only have 10 hours left of the actual Rome, and then it's going to kick us back to the level 3. The way level 4 works is there's 2 versions of level 4. Now I want to quickly break this down as fast as possible, and long story short, there's a restricted battlefield which is competitive, and then you've got the classic which is unrestricted. So guys, right now there is actually going to be 3 different types of battlefield. So at the moment you have legendary, you have gold, and you have silver. Now within silver you have silver 1, 2 and 3, you have gold 1, 2 and 3, and then you have legendary 1. But I do believe at certain times there can be like legendary 1 and legendary 2 and so on. But at the moment, guys, it's normally silver, gold, and legendary. So when you are within a restricted battlefield, which is what we're currently in, but we are going to be going back to a non-restricted, this is what happens. So in the restricted, guys, depending on the level that you are in, depends on whether or not your unit sizes are going to be restricted to a certain level. Now, please do let me know down below if I'm wrong here, but I do believe if you start on a new server and once you reach around 120 days, you will then be put into a level 4. I do believe you are instantly put into a non-classic type of conquest, which is going to be an unrestricted conquest, which means there is no limitations, nothing. It's just you within your battlefield, depending on what alliance you're in, depends on the size of the alliance, the power of the alliance, depends on what level, whether you're silver, whether you're gold. But I do believe you go straight into a classic game mode. So if you do want to play in the restricted or the competitive as it's called, then you will need to skip one level 4, and then while you would normally be in level 4, the restricted will then open and you'll be able to jump into that one. So guys, once we click on the Theatre of Conquest, this is going to be the same page for every single level 4 that you go into, except some things will be slightly different depending on the map you're on. So one thing I want to talk about, we're going to jump into first, is going to be missions, because missions are available on every single map that you go into. And what these missions are is very simple things for you as a solo commander, not including your alliance, for you, your solo commander, to do. So the first one will be defeat Raven troops. Now this is in different stages, the highest stage being 500 troops. The second thing will be for bunkers. The final stage for bunkers here, guys, as you can see, is going to be 300. Now, you may be wondering, that's a lot of rewards. And of course it is. And these are one thing I would tell you to do is on day 1. Okay, guys? Now, depending on the map, for example, Moscow, it's very busy on day 1 because the whole map is open and available for traveling all around the map, and you will be into fights straight away. So day 1 is going to be very busy in Moscow. But for example, day 1 in Cairo is a very quiet day. There's nothing to do except build your little territory in your safe zone and then start moving on towards some other strategic points. Same with Rome. Rome is a little bit more busy. You do have fighting on day 1, but at the same time as being fighting on day 1, you're only going to be fighting against 1 or 2 alliances, depending on, who are allies and who are not allies. San Francisco is kind of the same. You do have people to fight on day 1, but of course you do have a safe zone. But regardless, guys, of no matter what map you are on, once the fighting is finished, or maybe you've died, you're in the safe zone and it's peaceful, there's not much going on, I would honestly 100% advise, guys, try and kill 500 Raven. And if you can make a rally with your alliance, or maybe even 2 to 3 rallies, depending if you've got enough members and units, I would honestly advise you to try and get all 300 bunkers done as well. Now, the reason for this is it's going to give you the mission cash, and you're going to get a lot of mission cash, as well as other resources, which could help you upgrade your units right at the start to give you that little boost to increase your army right at the start of level 4. Now, here you can see, guys, I have something called Cellulum or Cellulum. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I do apologize, but this is specifically for Rome. And if you go on to the Cairo map, I do believe you can earn oil. This will obviously be available for you to be able to then upgrade certain things over on that map, but we'll get into what this map specific is available shortly. Moving on, guys, after we've done the Raven and the bunkers, you have to collect resources. This will just happen over time. You should 100%, if you're logging in, even if you're only logging in twice a day, you will definitely should be able to get the 400 million resources from the map. I would advise you obviously trying to log in as much as possible. Always send out your collectors. Now, Alliance Repute, guys, I'm going to show you guys very shortly how to get Alliance Repute in the best way possible. Of course, over the month period, there is going to be an easy way to get it if you're not able to do this, and that's going to be farming bunkers. Now, although I mentioned to you about farming the Raven and these bunkers up here, I would advise you not to collect them. So, guys, as you know, when killing a Raven, it uses energy to collect it. Now, what I would advise personally, guys, is if you are going to do this and kill all the bunkers, all the Raven, okay, I personally would advise you not to actually collect the loot, okay, especially on day 1. If you go around and just kill all of the bunkers, you don't need to collect it for it to count towards these missions. Now, the reason I'm advising you not to collect it is try and save your energy for later on in the conquest when you can farm level 13 bunkers. This is going to be much more effective for you to get the best rewards using the least amount of energy. And not only that, if you use your energy on the level 13 bunkers, that will go towards your Alliance Repute. And as you can see here, guys, the Alliance Repute, you get more. I mean, it's a significant amount more from getting, say, a level 9 bunker. You're going to get double the amount if you was to get a level 13 bunker. So instead of, say, using energy on 1,000 bunkers, you can get the same amount of repute for just opening 500. So I personally would say that 100% you're better off waiting until level 13 bunkers come up, then making a rally, and then trying to farm the level 13 bunkers. So, guys, moving on to the next thing, killing reserves. Now, you do need to kill up to 25k reserves to get the maximum amount of rewards for this option. Obviously, it might be hard for you at the start to try and get some kills, but you do have 1 month to do this, so it is very possible to be able to do this, guys, and I believe in each and every single one of you to be able to get that done. Now, for Rome specific, guys, we have something called Air Combat Zone. The Air Combat Zone, as I said, it is specifically for Rome. This is where you get given either a fighter or a bomber to choose from, and you can manually upgrade it, or you can keep your own fighter or bomber if you prefer it. And then, guys, those Salium, or however you pronounce it, will be able to be used to upgrade skill trees within your actual unit that you've chose to unlock. So, guys, this was the solo commander missions. Now, if you have a look on the left, you have Alliance Missions. Alliance Missions is simply just to collect Alliance Repute. Now, you and your alliance together can work together as a team to collect those level 13 bunkers, hold strategic buildings, and be able to get as much repute as possible. Again, this is calculated over the whole entire month that you are in the level 4. And finally, guys, if you are in silver or gold 3, and I believe gold 2 as well, I might be wrong on gold 2, but I think gold 2 also has coalitions. Now, what coalitions are, guys, is you have an ally that you are partnered with when you have a coalition. And for us, our coalition was his. We are allies, but as you can see, we don't currently have a peace treaty because we just had a bit of fun free-for at the end. But as you can see here, there's 2 teams within each coalition, and basically you're allies and you work together to try and battle the enemy. The next thing, guys, is Conquest Events. Now, unfortunately, I can't click into the Conquest Events because the event has already finished, but throughout the month that you are in a level 4, you have these different Conquest Events available. They could be anything from killing other commander units, It could be things like using energy to collect Raven bunkers and Raven troops. It could be to open up unit coupons, which is like your camp coupons and stuff. And finally, I also believe it could be used in rushes. Now, what I would advise, guys, is this does pay out very good rep. And if you are first place on one of these events, you can earn 50,000 Alliance Repute. Now, 50,000 Alliance Repute will completely max out your Alliance Repute because the highest reward for Alliance Repute is 40,000. So, first place gets 50,000, second place gets 40,000, third place will get 30,000, and then if you're in 4th to 10th place, you get 15,000. So, what I would advise, there is about 6 or 7 conquest events throughout the whole month. They last around 3 days, and then sometimes one will open up straight away, or there might be like 1 day difference between the next one opening up. But for about a 3-day period, you have these events to go for. And what I personally would advise is try and complete some of these so that you can maybe even end in, you know, the top 10 if possible. Because if you can end in the top 10, that's going to be 15k repute straight towards it. And then you also get other rewards on top of the actual repute itself. This is going to be a very, very good way to be able to complete it. I personally will always try and go and try and win one of them. In this event that we played in Rome, I managed to win one, and then I also managed to come second in another one. So I got quite a bit of repute just from that alone. And if I show you here into the Alliance repute right now, my teammate here, Leo, done the exact same thing. He got first place in one of them, and then he also got second place in another. And honestly, guys, as you can see here, you only need 40,000 repute, but I managed to get 143,000 repute. So with that being said, guys, this is going to be the best way for you to earn repute, and as well as that, some really good rewards on top. And guys, as you can tell here, the mission cash, I did say, guys, we would talk about this mission cash soon. And basically, I'm going to show you right now what you can use this mission cash for. Moving into probably one of the most anticipated features of the level 4 is the Conquest Store. So guys, within this Conquest Store, okay, I've been trying to save up. I didn't want to spend anything, but I had to buy some stuff because I really needed it. I will show you guys here what we're currently missing. I've brought all of the refined components. I do believe it depends on what battlefield you're in, depends on how many you can buy. So the higher battlefield you are, so in gold 1, you're going to be able to get much better or much more rewards than if you're, say, in silver 1. With that being said, guys, I personally would advise you to always buy the refined components. This is a 100%. You need to buy every single one. You should sell out every single time. It's a lot of cash. Obviously, this is your cash up here. It's a lot of cash, guys, but I would advise you to try and get your Air Force refined components, unless, of course, you just do not use Air Force at all. Again, I personally think that's a bad choice. You should try and focus on at least 1 Air Force unit. 2 is definitely really hard to do, but 100%, guys, I think you should try and sell out both of these components. They're a very, very effective way of getting these components at pretty much for free. So once you have bought both of these, I personally 100% advise you to just buy all of the officer statues. Again, it's just a free way of getting statues. I personally do not normally buy drink coupons, but of course you can see here that I've got 29 left, and it's a bit of a weird number to start with. You do start with 50, and I ended up buying 21 of them because I was a little bit behind on my drink coupons this month. But normally I wouldn't buy the drink coupons, but I'm trying to await Lady Liberty, and I did end up using a few of them. Now, another one I would advise normally to grab is going to be the statues here. It does depend on whether or not you want to use, you know, these certain officers. As you can see here, guys, you can get 60 per month. And when I say per month, I mean per level 4, but they normally last around a month. So normally every month or so, you'll have this store available to buy from. So I personally would advise you to maybe try and get at least 180 statues. The reason I say that is because it will enable you to level up one of their skills to level 5. Now, each of these officers does have a good level 5 skill that you can use on that skill training ability to give to another officer. Again, guys, I have already brought these, but I would advise you to buy the universal coupons and the camp coupons, just because in general, guys, it's never going to hurt to try and get more availability to upgrade in your army. Moving on to the next one, I personally would always try and buy these. These are a new addition to the store. What these do is they give you the troop expansion by 40% and then by 20%. These are just going to help help you, you know, get into fights more and have that bigger army available. And finally, guys, the next one I'm going to advise to grab is actually going to be armor wrenches. Now, I know some people might say to get the other stuff, and honestly, if you have a lot of mission cash, maybe it's advisable to grab some of the other stuff, but I don't know what it is about it. But I personally think that the armor wrenches really do help your units a lot. And for me, I'm gonna actually buy as many of these as possible. I got 36k, which is gonna help me upgrade my units a lot. I know that's a lot of cash to be spending on these, and I didn't even manage to buy them all. There probably is a more effective way, and maybe please let me know down in the comments if you think I'm spending my gold wrong here. Again, this is not me telling you 100% this is what you should do. It's kind of giving you my opinion on some of the things. The one thing I will tell you should do is buy the refined components, and I don't think anyone will disagree with me with that one. And then of course the officer statues, they're basically for free, but 100% guys, these are just what I personally like to buy. So very quickly guys, as you have played level 1, 2 and 3, the Conquest battle plan is basically the same as the other levels. You just got to do these daily little missions with your alliance to try and occupy different villages. One of them could be things like capturing the Colosseum and holding it. We actually held it at the end, so we allowed another team to grab the rewards for here. Maybe we should have took it too, but it's okay. But we completed all of them, as you can see here, just trying to grab different things, kill different units, the Raven normally, and capturing different things. So this is just going to be a free way to get quite a few little bits of free resources. And then finally guys, you've got the rankings. Now the rankings are fighting machine is how much killing you've done. The alliance repute is you and your alliance, you know, as I mentioned repute earlier on. Then you have your coalition repute. This is you and your allies that you're paired with. This is how much you as a coalition earned. And then Paramount Cup guys, this is pretty much only going to be for the legendary groups, the top of the teams. So guys, now let's talk about each map in particular. Now, what we're going to do, guys, is obviously I'm not able to go and view each map, unfortunately. But with Rome, guys, the special thing about Rome is the Air Force. As you saw, guys, there is the specific Air Force units you can get. This is going to be the newest addition to all of the maps. The second from last edition was Cairo. Now, Cairo is obviously set in Egypt, and therefore it's very sandy all over on the map of Cairo. And with Cairo, guys, you do have buildings in which you can craft. Now, this will be two different types. Ground cannons. You have a scorpion cannon, which is just a singular shot, but does a very high damage, especially to vehicles. And then you have an antlion cannon. The antlion cannon is similar to a rocket launcher. It fires an AoE attack and is very deadly against things like artillery and rocket launchers and infantry. And finally, you have something called the locust shield. This is available to protect against air. So any bombers or fighters that are within the range will take out those. Then guys, moving over to Moscow. Moscow is a very snowy area, and Moscow's feature is it literally has nothing. You could go anywhere within the map pretty much straight away. Within the outskirts, obviously, it's still the same, as in like you have to wait to go past the forts, but the whole outside of the map is accessible to everyone. So you are going to be able to just go and fight whoever you want. And then finally, guys, we've got San Francisco. San Francisco's special feature is weather. Now, what this weather does is if it's like rainy and foggy, your base has like a load more HP because it's not visible to see very well. But of course, you can still actually see on the map, but this is just an effect that gets applied to your base. So a level 4, guys, will always start on a Friday at midnight. So it'll be like Thursday night going into Friday morning. So I would advise from the Monday up until the Friday, okay? Do not spend any gold whatsoever. Do not spend a single bit of gold, whether it be in your weekly stuff, like your VIP store or anything like that. Try not to spend any gold. Wait until Friday, and then on Friday spend the gold, because what happens is when you spend gold in the game, you will increase your alliance's prepare to battle. And what this does is every time you go up a level, it gives your alliance plus 0.5% damage and damage resist. So that being said, guys, depending on how much of a spender your alliance is, the more you spend when you're in the level 4, the more you're going to be able to upgrade your alliance. Now, as is only level 14, this is a very sort of mediocre, very small alliance compared to some of the bigger alliances. Most of the bigger alliances, they will go to like level 40 and plus. Also, guys, another thing about level 4s, which I forgot to mention here, as most of you know, on level 3, you're able to teleport anywhere around the map that isn't currently occupied. Say if it's a neutral village, for example, here's a neutral village, you'd be able to teleport to a neutral village. So if I'll show you right now, it won't let me teleport into a neutral village in here because in level 4s, you can only teleport to your own land. You can't teleport to neutral land. So with that being said, you got to think much more strategic about how you're going to be positioning your troops, your bases, and how your alliance moves around the map as a team. There is a new update coming out very, very soon, which is actually going to change that a little bit, and you're going to be able to opt in to be able to use the ability to teleport around the map, but there is a big hindrance to that. You will lose the ability to get the buffs that you would normally gain from, for example, the blockhouse, the military bases. As you can see, we've got the military arms factory. This gives you obviously some rewards, but any of these rewards you will not gain any buffs to. So as you can see here, the fort that offers you troop and base damage by 4%, you will not be able to gain any of these rewards from them buffs. So there is a pro, but there's also a con. You might be able to teleport anywhere around the map, but unfortunately you're going to lose out on a lot of these buffs. But yeah, I thought I would add this tip in as well, guys, just to be cautious about where you're going to be presenting your alliance, how you guys are going to move around the map strategically as a team. So guys, as always, I really do hope this video has helped you in any way, shape or form. If there's something I've missed, please let me know down in the comments, guys. I'm always happy to try and help you guys, no matter whether it be in the videos, in the comments, in my Discord. Remember guys, there will be a link to my Discord down in the description, and always say hello in the Warpath channel and we will give you your very own Warpath role. Thank you so much for tuning into the video. I do apologize if I sound different. I've got a really bad cold right now, but I'm still here trying to make the videos for you to help as much as possible. I love you guys a lot. Thank you for being amazing, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, guys.